everybody and welcome to First Melodies, your first steps into music, melodies and making memories. My name is Kirsty and I am here on our YouTube channel today to explain to you about the circle of fifths. Now, I was asked a specific question about the circle of fifths and I want to get to that, but I don't want to do it in one massive long video. So this is going to be the first part of the circle of fifths, which is going to explain to you a little bit about what it's about. And then the second half will be answering the question I was asked, which is how the circle of fifths can help your songwriting experience and to make your song sound more interesting. So we'll get to that soon, but the first part is focusing on what the circle of fifths is all about. If you come to one of my one-to-one lessons, you will experience something that I call the hopscotch method, which is what I use to teach children the circle of fifths. But I'm not going to be sharing that with you today. This is just a video to explain to you in logical, simple terms what the circle of fifths are. But if you are interested in learning the hopscotch method, you can experience that in one of my one-to-one lessons and learn the theory behind circle of fifths. I'm not just going to be talking to you, I'm going to add my own illustrations to this video to make it more interesting and more understanding for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy the first part of this video. At the end of the video, I'll link up the second half, part 2 of the video. So yes, enjoy and hopefully I can explain this to you in the most simple terms possible. Enjoy!
So this is the circle of fifths. Some people call it the fourths, but don't be put off by it. It's much simpler than it looks. It's just a simple circle you can hold in the palm of your hands to master the whole world of Western music. No matter what instrument you play, the same rules apply. Music theory is like learning a second theory and an easier world of maths. And I love music, but I'm not a fan of maths. So trust me with this. So this magic circle will help you to write your own music, produce good chord progressions, which means the best chords to play together and their order. And it helps you to understand major and minor keys and their relation. So major being happy, la 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 la, I'm so happy, and minor being sadder, more dramatic chords. It tells you the number of sharps and flats in a key, and it even helps you to understand the connection between the 12 tones of the chromatic scale, which is also easy to learn, so don't panic, as it's basically every white and black note played on the piano in order. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Or C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, D, D flat. Both looping back to C. Remember this saying, B and E, the buzzy bees have no sharps. F and C, the fat chickens have no flats. I like to think of silly sayings to remember things, so hopefully that will help someone. So going back to the circle, you will notice there are in fact 2 circles, well 3 actually. The outer circle, well that's the major happy chords, la 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 la, I'm happy. The middle circle is all the minor chords, the sadder wah chords. And the inner circle is just the weird diminished chords. But don't worry about that funny name for now. That is for another video and another day. For now, just notice the letters in the circle. So in music, we only use the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's 7 letters. When we get to G, then that loops back to A again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See, I like to see this circle of fifths as a big, yummy pizza of letters. And if I take a slice of it, I know all these chords, or letters, will play nicely together. Like a nice tasting pizza if it was real. Now every song needs a key to focus on. So if we take the letter C as our key, this is our first note, our tonic, or our number 1 chord. So we know all the letters or chords around C in that big slice of pizza will play really well together. But how do we know how to number the rest of the notes or chords if C is our number 1 chord? So we keep the chords in order. Remember when we said A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then it loops back to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now in this case, C is number 1, so we just do the exact same thing. C1, D2, E3, F4, G5, loop back to A again, A6 and B7. And that is how easy it is to number our chords. Now music tends to also be done in Roman numerals to number the chords. If you don't know what they are, that's fine, but you may recognize them. I'll put the numbers next to them now so you can see. So take note of the number 5 chord in particular in the line and on the pizza because it's G. And G is also the next chord in the circle if we go clockwise from the C. So this means it's the 5th note or the 5th chord up from C. So C1, D2, E3, F4, G is 5, G5. So that's why we call it the circle of fifths, because it always goes up in 5 notes. So let's look at G2 so you can see the pattern. So now G is number 1. G is our first chord note. So after G, we have to loop back to A. So A is 2, B is 3, C is 4, and D is 5. And if you notice, D is also the next chord in the circle. And it's the same for the inner circle too. So A minor is now our number 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5. And then E minor is now our number 1. So E is 1, F is 2, G is 3, A is 4, and B is 5. And B is our next chord in the circle. So you can pause this and practice if you like, but if you feel like you know everything already, we can move on to the next part of the video. Now, I mentioned at the start of the video that some people call it the circle of fourths, and this is because if you go anti-clockwise from the C, it goes up in 4s. So now C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, and F is the next chord in the circle if you go anti-clockwise. Then F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B is 4, etc. But the basic idea of the circle of fifths is that in each slice of pizza, it acts as a chord that makes the perfect chord progression that sounds and tastes good together. So basically, the perfect chords to use in a song. Now, the perfect fifth is actually a thing. It's exactly how power chords were made for rock music, as they have no major or minor relevance, so they sound good no matter what. Notice also the word bead, B-E-A-D. Bead is seen a lot in the circle, and that's a great way to memorize the circle of fifths. And you can also make up a sentence like furry chimps go down and eat bananas, or not sure how relevant or convenient this is, but big elephants always do crazy farts, if I'm allowed to say that word. Now let's just remember though, your ear has the better knowledge than any music theory, and music is art and should not follow just one rule. If you think it sounds good, then play it, it's your art, and being unique is my number 1 rule here at First Melodies. But theory can also help with any blanks that you have in music. Now in the next video, I will explain how you can use the circle of fifths to make a song more interesting and how you can think outside of the pizza slices. But before you move on to the next video, I have one more thing to mention. So in the circle, you will notice a minor chord is directly underneath each major chord. So C has a minor underneath it. And we call this the relevant minor. It's also the 6th chord, or you can count back in 3s. Now, this means the chord works together well because they have the exact same scale notes played within them. Again, if you don't know what a scale is, that's okay. We can learn this another time, but watch this to understand. So, the scale of C is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And the scale of A minor is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And both of them have no sharps and flats, but they are the exact same notes, just played in a different order. Now, some scales do contain sharps and flat notes, just like the notes on your guitar or ukulele, but you may not know this yet, and we can explain that in another video if not, so no worries. But the sharps and flats are called key signatures, and you can use the circle of fifths as well to find out how many sharps or flats are in each key. However, us guitarists or ukuleleists or string people, they tend to focus more on tab and chord charts over sheet music. So let's not worry about that extra complication for now.
So hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an understanding of the circle of fifths, and I'm really sorry if you didn't understand any of the aspect, but hopefully the pictures kind of added to your knowledge a little bit, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please join me for part 2 if you want to know how you can use the circle of fifths in your songwriting. The link will be right at the end of this video. I hope that you have the best rest of your day and week or year. I am Kirsty of First Melodies, your first steps into music, melodies and making memories, and I will see you soon. Bye!